Hey, you. As promised, I am returning today to talk about the results of yesterday's races that we covered for Saturday, July 11th. There were 20 races that we actually took time to watch and cover and speak about and talk about. And I guess that's the same thing, speak and talk. Well, anyway, so I'm back here today to give you the results because there were just so many races yesterday. Now, I have a little bit of a bonus. I selected three that I thought were the top races yesterday that I'm actually going to show the results of those races on video. So I felt that they were pretty important for um, the stakes yesterday, and the results of these horses may end up going on to the Breeders' Cup if they choose to put them into those particular divisions. But anyway, let's get started. I don't want to waste too much time um, and kind of keep it short and sweet. But anyway, we are going to cover each race, um, which is the first one was the Horseshoe, which was Hoosiers Breeders Sophomore Handicap. This is the result, and this is the payout. The next one is Saratoga, the Caress Race. Here are the results, and here are the payouts. The next one is the Horseshoe, at the Horseshoe, Michael G. Schaefer Memorial. This was the payout for that race, and also the corresponding. This is, sorry, let's go back. This is the results of that race and the corresponding payout. The next one is Colonial Downs with which was the Miss Disco stake. Here is the result and the payout for that race. Then we go back to the Horseshoe with the Hoosier Breeders Sophomore Handicap. And I know I mentioned that before, but they called the two races the exact same stake name. So it's not a mistake. But anyway, here are is the result of that race and the corresponding payout. Then we move on to Monmouth Park with My Frenchman's stake race. Here is the result of that race and the payout. Next, we go to Colonial Downs, which was Star the Nashcra stake. Here is that result and the payout. Next, we move on to the Horseshoe Indiana General Assembly Distiff Handicap stake race. Here is the result and the payout. Next, we go back to Colonial Downs to Glen Petty stake. Here is the result and the payout. Staying at Colonial Downs, we end up in Punch Line Stake. Here's the result and the payout. Then we move back to the Horseshoe for the Mary Holman George Memorial Handicap Stake Race. Here's the payout. Here's the result, and here is the payout. Then we moved to Gulfstream Park. The only race we had at Gulfstream Park. We had one at Mammoth. We had one at Gulfstream Park. Um, which was the powder break stake race. Here is the result, and here is the payout. Then we move from there to the horseshoe again for the Jonathan B. Schuster Memorial Stake Race. Here was the result and the payout. Then we move to Saratoga to the Bowling Green S presented by Emerald's Evocations. Oh, Bowling Green Stakes presented by Emerald Evocation. Here is the result, and here is the payout. Then we move back to the horseshoe for the Indiana Oaks, which is this is the payout, and this is I'm sorry, this is the result, and this is the payout. Now, the next race is the Indiana Derby, and this is one of the races that I actually want to play because it was really exciting. This was the result and the payout of the race, but I just want you to see who um
They're in the gate.
um let me get to the point. I want to play the whole thing. I just want to get to where we can see the actual result of the race. And oops, this will help to turn the volume on.
T, top of the stretch. Here comes our money man and leading change up to the forefront. From to the inside out to the woods. They're deep in the final for long. Zenol's running in fourth. Iron Ortiz and leading change. The son of Gunrunner. On the outside, our money man, the son of Mr. Money. Leading change holds our money man to win the Indiana Derby. Leading change, he's 2 for 2 and repels our money man. Then out to the woods.
So that's one horse that we need to keep an eye on for future races that are coming up, future big stake races that are coming up. So again, that was the 12th race. That was the Indiana Derby, and leading chain was the winner, and we need to, like I said, keep an eye out on that horse. Um the next one is Prairie Meadows. This is the Prairie Gold Juvenile. This is the result, and this is the payout. The next one is the Iowa Sprint Stake Race. This is the result, and this is the payout. The next one, the next two, I'm also going to show those races because, again, these are the winners of these two races are
And
um,
Zenol.
going to be in the spotlight for a while until we can determine. For some reason, it decided I had everything all set up, and then it decided that it's not going to cooperate. I don't know why. I have no idea why. Uh, this one is cooperating. So let's look at this one. This is the 7th race. This is
Top of the
the
stretch,
Iowa State.
J.J. Gray trying to see it out. Bricklin almost up to even terms, but he's working harder now, and Desert Gate's got to go. He's not doing enough at this point. Meanwhile, J.J. Gray is open.
Now, okay, here we go.
Oh, he's not doing enough at this point.
So,
Meanwhile, J.J.
this
Gray
is
is opened
the
up. The
7th
hell
race.
we did is coming out of the pack to chase him, but he's not gaining nearly enough ground to get
I
J.J.
saw this
Gray
race.
and
This was a
Manny
good race.
Escobar,
This
who
was a
take him
really
all the
good.
way in the Iowa
This was
Derby.
really a
The
good
hell we
race.
did was second. Maximum effort from the back of the pack was.
Yeah, that was a really, really, really good race. Um, so that was JJ's Gray. So we need to keep an eye out for that one. And then this is the final. And then lastly is the Prairie Meadows Cornhuskers race, and Navajo Warrior was the winner of that race, and we're going to take a quick peek at that one. And we should be good to go after that. Okay. Here we go. Too many things going on.
Much ground.
Okay.
Nobody really closing at this point from the back of the pack. Bullard is the one who's getting closest to Navajo Warrior
I don't know why
as
the
they
volume
arrive at
isn't.
the top of the stretch, but it's Navajo Warrior who's now under left-handed urging and still clear by 3.5.
I saw this race too,
Bullard is
and
all out, trying
it
to
was
bridge the
really
gap in
interesting.
second.
But anyway,
Gigante moving from the back of the pack, but nobody is going to get
this is
to
the
Navajo
next
Warrior,
horse to
who
look
ran
out
them
for.
right off their
So
feet in the Cornhusker. Bullard second best. Gigante was third in heroic move.
so those were all of the results from. So those were the results of yesterday's race. This is the first time I'm doing this, so please bear with me. I'll get better as I get along. But I just wanted to come on and say, and give you the update, and to remind you that I go live every Saturday to talk about all of the stake races that are happening for Saturday. And this is thoroughbred racing. So if you want to join me, I will see you next Saturday, July 18th. Or if you, I also have another series that I do called Dab's Road to Glory, and which I'm talking about the Breeders' Cup and everything about the Breeders' Cup. I usually do that once a week, every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And you're welcome to join me there if you want to know more about the Breeders' Cup, because I'm just recording everything that I learn about the Breeders' Cup just to share knowledge. But anyway, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and that is all I've got. Talk to you later. See you again soon.